Welcome to the first installment of our series From Pain to Purpose. Today we'll be talking about how to identify the pain. And now I'm not talking about the surface emotions, I'm not talking about the triggers, I'm talking about the root or source cause of the pain that you are experiencing. Let's start with a scenario or an example. Now, there could be an instance where your spouse walks in the door and is tired from having such a long day. And instead of coming to you, greeting you, giving you a kiss, and expressing that love for you and longing for you, he just goes directly into the shower and gets ready for bed. Now, how does that make you feel? Now, me personally, I'm a person who needs that human connection, needs that closeness, and I long for my spouse because I love him. So it can be a difficult thing if something like that were to happen, and it could be triggering of unresolved emotions. Now, let's break down how that would be the case. Now, because of the actions of my husband or my spouse, I then react in a negative way. Because at the end of the day, him not giving me that attention that I crave made me feel neglected. And that could be something that triggered an emotion from when I was a child. You see, when we're children, we don't have the defenses that we do as adults. We don't view things the way we do as an adult. And the people around us that love us and care for us, that are adults, are responsible for protecting us. Not only protecting our physical beings, but protecting our emotions. And when there's a lack in that protection, it causes trauma. It causes a scar that sometimes goes unresolved because as an adult, we don't even recognize or we don't even make that tie or connection with how we react to certain things as adults. So, figuring out what your triggers are, figuring out the cause of that feeling of pain, which is triggering you to react in a negative way, is essential and key to overcoming that pain and healing the root of that pain. So, that is one of the key components. It's also important to recognize that you have unresolved emotions. Through that recognition, you can then say, okay, what can I do to go through those emotions? What can I do to figure out why those emotions are still there after all these years? Because those unresolved emotions, the majority of the time, come from childhood trauma. Now, that's not the case for everyone, and it varies. Yeah, you can't necessarily make that generalization altogether, but scientists have shown we are the most vulnerable as children because, as I said, we don't have those self defenses as we do being an adult. So, really pinpointing what your triggers are, first of all, and then looking at those triggers and figuring out the connection between the root of your pain and those triggers is key. That is the only way to begin unpacking those unresolved emotions, going through those unresolved emotions, and healing in your spirit, healing in your mind. And yes, there will be a manifestation of healing in your physical being. Because, guys, guess what? Our emotions, our mental well being, our spiritual well being is connected to our physical well being and our physical health. So, I hope something I said here can bring you a little bit of clarity. I hope that you're willing to do the work because it's not easy. It's not easy. But all you have to do is take one step at a time. And this first step will help to transform your life.